Exela Technologies may have as little as 3 trading days left as a publicly listed business, or it may be about to mount the mother of all short squeezes, or something else. Who knows? Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. I thought I would provide a quick update on Exela Technologies, ticker symbol XELA, as we head towards what looks to be a very interesting end of the trading week for this stock. What is so interesting, well, by my rough calculations anyway, is that Friday is potentially the expiry date of the NASDAQ delisting notice that the company received back in February. On top of that, there is currently a huge short interest in the stock, and I mean massive, with an average days to cover that is currently set to expire also around the end of next week if stock prices hold where they are. So as a means of catching people up on what I'm talking about regarding the NASDAQ delisting warning, not that Exela Technologies would disclose this, though I feel they should be, the company received a warning back in February that they had 180 days regarding that they needed to bring their share price back above the $1 mark for 10 consecutive days by the end of this warning. By my estimation, given the timing of the Exela stock split, that expiry is set to be the end of this trading week, or possibly very early on into next one. However, I believe the 10 consecutive days may include the weekend as well, which is why I think the end of this week may be the date. I could be wrong on the dates, it might be next week as I just said, but this is just to give you an idea about what I think is going on with the stock right now. Anyway, at the moment, the stock price is still above the $1 mark since the reverse stock split last Tuesday, closing this week's Tuesday session at $1.26 and gaining a further cent in the aftermarket. So it has a few days to hold out, but considering the stock has plummeted from the $2.91 price mark, where the stock was technically at when the reverse split was undertaken just last week, we could be in for an interesting few days, this means. From what I understand, Exela can apply for another 180-day extension if they are unable to keep the stock price above the $1 mark. So I don't think, at least on the surface, this will be the end of Exela on the NASDAQ if it does fall below the $1 mark later this week. And the Exela board has expressed that they do have a desire to stay a publicly listed company. So I don't think it's their intention to try and see the company's stock price fall below $1. And it should never be a board's intention to see that. Anyway, in terms of what is driving the stock price down, like I sort of predicted the other day, there is a huge mounting short interest in Exela Technologies. Currently, according to Fintel, there is 80% of the float shorted. That's massive. There is obviously a lot of people betting that the Exela stock price will keep falling. Right now, there is an average of 3.2 days to cover and a borrow fee of 6.5%. So not a great deal of pressure is on the shorts to even cover at this stage. The market cap has been significantly repressed. Currently, Exela Technologies has a market cap of only $27 million, which is bewildering considering the company does about $1.2 billion a year in revenue. It will be interesting to see if there is any sort of short squeeze attempt to begin to mount later this week or even into next week as a response to this huge short interest. It has the potential to go ridiculously crazy if such a scenario does indeed play out. However, given where the stock is at and what lays on the horizon in terms of catalysts around the stock's listing status, we are looking at a fairly volatile situation to say the very least. Now, to understand where the stock needs to get to in terms of price to activate a short squeeze, there is quite a bit of a way for the price to come. Really, you want the stock to be going back above the $2.91 mark as indicated by this yellow line, as this was the equivalent of where the stock was at pre-reverse stock split. If it goes back above there, there is a chance of a major run from the stock mounting. There seems to be a sense of investors holding onto their positions as there has been a drop-off in the volume of trade, even when adjusted for the reverse stock split. So long-time holders may be readying for a bit of a short squeeze showdown. However, given the uncertain times with the company's listing status and the seemingly diminished market appetite for short squeeze plays, I wouldn't be counting on such a play unfolding for sure, if at all. Anyway, there is still much to watch out for with Exela Technologies stock at this stage. In the event that it does get delisted, I do not think it will impact the XLP preference shares, as these are kind of a separate listing, even though they are registered by the same company. But I'm not certain of this at all. But I'm keen to know because obviously I do hold a significant amount of the preference shares, and I still hold a little bit of the regular Exela stock. Anyway, so this is just a gut instinct. Anyway, I want to hear what you guys think is going to play out later this week. Will we see Exela get delisted after this week, or will the stock manage to stay above the $1 per share mark and survive for now? Will we indeed see a monster of a short squeeze take place? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.